Hey guys, I'm recording this because I am like in dire need of help. Alright, so right now what I got going on, what this video is about, as you can tell from the video, I need help with T7 Overcharged. If you don't know what that is and you're interested in helping me for whatever reason, maybe because you have interest in the project, I'll give you a quick rundown. So right now T7 Overcharged is a work in progress or client, quote unquote, more of like a DLL uh, that is attached to your map or mod, okay? And basically, what it's supposed to do is a bunch of things, but mainly for UI and UI building. However, it does have a feature too. If I go into here, components, I think it does have an ability to quote unquote resize the asset limits and downsize it, shrink it, append to it, whatever, right? However, the feature is never fully finished. At least for me, it doesn't work. So the issue that I'm running into right now is I got it to like load and whatnot. You can see from right here. So T7 Overcharge is running. However, the issue right now is that it still isn't resizing the AU limit whenever I load into the game. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate this real quick. Right, so now that I've loaded it up, I'll go ahead and show you guys the main issues. So right now everything looks fine. Again, T7 overcharged, initialized and everything. And whenever I load directly into multiplayer, this is what's going to happen. You got the asset entry pool size error. So this mainly happened because recently I've added a bunch of new skins to my mod, right? And because of that, I've overstepped essentially. And now you might be thinking, well, why don't you just remove those skins? Don't really worry about it. Try and find other ways to decrease your pool limit, or well, try and decrease the amount of resources that you're using up, earning up, whatever, right? So to counter that, I can't, because the mod that I'm working on is only going to get bigger and bigger, and there's not really a way of not hitting the asset limit. Like regardless, it's going to happen. So this is going to have to happen at some point, and I kind of want to get it out of the way ASAP before I move on forward. I want to get a good baseline of just like a few skins, a few guns. I want to make some changes to the HUD, and eventually I'm going to move on and make some changes to how the score streaks work and look, and then just some other stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I want to add in, or at least like a few things to add in, so that way I can continue on with the project, and so that way it doesn't get left in the dust. Because a big issue with a lot of Black Ops 3 mods is this right here. And just recently, in the last year, this T7 Overcharged DLL came out, and it's allowed for some people to actually increase the asset limit. However, these DLLs that these people have been working on are private and they're not open source. So it's really hard to get your hands on one if you're working on a project like mine. It's just not really feasible. Okay, so I'm asking you guys right now, whoever's watching this video, wherever I upload this to, if you have any interest in learning about this or trying to chip in any way possible, I would greatly appreciate it, because as of right now, this mod is going to be put on the back burner, at least the most important thing, this at least is being put on the back burner. Another criteria that needs to be hit. I hope you guys can still hear me. Black Ops 3 is loud as fuck. Hold on. Let me turn that down. Yeah, so another thing that I need to do is I need to make sure that this DLL will indeed run with my launcher that I'm working on as well. It's a fork of Easy Boy, so keep that in mind. And you might be wondering, well, you can't load Black Ops 3 with custom launch arguments. You can, you just need a shortcut. and then within properties, you just put them at the end of it. All right, so that's the main thing that I need to. Well, I mean, that's something else that can be tackled later. I don't really give a shit about that. All right, this main thing, this thing that's kicking me in the ass right now, is this. So I used to be able, like, without T7 overcharged, um, I can load into zombies, and then I can load straight into multiplayer. All right, and it'll work fine. And I don't know why that is. I don't know if you guys, or like if anybody's working on a project similar to this. I don't know if anybody has a similar thing or like workaround where they can load into zombies and then go into MP. But for some reason, that's the only way that it works. But right now, after the modifications that I've made to T7 Overcharged, which I will change. So I have a fork of T7 Overcharge that I will upload and share the link in this video. I will upload this edited versions or extra files or whatever, right? So I will do that just to let you guys know. But anyway, back to what I'm trying to say though is I used to be able to just load into zombies and then go into multiplayer just fine and the mod will work. But right now it's not, and the main reason why is because of how I have T7 Overcharged loaded or working right now. So I have this custom um, function, essentially, this custom file that loads with the rest of T7 Overcharged. Okay, so basically the whole idea of this is to reallocate memory so that way we can actually add on enough memory to load all the extra shit that my mod is adding. Because for some reason, Black Ops 3, this is my working theory. This isn't confirmed any, by the way. So like, take this with a grain of salt. My working theory is that the Black Ops 3, for whatever fucking reason, double loads your mod. So it loads it once, and then it loads it again, so that way, you know, your client or whatever has it. But whenever you load into a match, I don't think this is specific to zombies. I think this might just be how the game works. So my mod is mainly for MP, so whenever I load into MP, the game crashes, right? But if I go into zombies, because there's barely any MP assets in that fucking game mode, right? The game doesn't crash, and then it unloads the duplicate assets. So whenever I go back into core or front end, whatever you want to call it, you know, the main menu, and then I load into MP, then I can play it because it unloaded all those extra assets. Meanwhile, if I boot up back Black Ops 3, right, and I load into MP, straight out the gate, it crashes. Now, I have talked to some people and they say, well, it's a global pools thing, so regardless, it doesn't matter, you're going to crash whatever, right? But that clearly isn't the case because I can easily load into Black Ops 3. So I'm going to show you my launcher, alright? And we're going to load into this. And the reason why I'm doing this, even though this does launch with the mod that I was showing you guys, it will not load T7 Overcharged. It will crash. Alright, so, or at least DLL won't work. So I'm going to show you guys this in real time. At least it should work from testing, okay? I mean, maybe it'll crash. I'm not entirely sure. If this does crash, I will just... Holy fuck, bro. It's so loud. If this does crash whenever I load out of zombies, I will just show you guys without the DLL. I'll just like comment it out of the zone files. But as you can see here, Easy Boy or whatever, it doesn't load it up. So I have to use my controller in order to play Black Ops 3 now. So we're gonna load into zombies. Match. I'll just do like Kino. Well, no, yeah, Kino because it shouldn't have a. All right, so It's fucking broke. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. So, like you guys just saw, it loads the mod just fine now. All right. For whatever fucking reason, I doubt I'll be able to get into a match, but and just know for a fact that whenever I do load into MP, it does work for all of a sudden. All right. So you can see all the guns. I got attachments on shit. All right. It's all working. I got skins. I mean, these aren't different really, but I got the skins loaded for um, a few different operators for Reaper, for him, and for him, right, for Firebreak. So I got all of these dudes loaded up. This might not work, but we'll try it. Just again, just trying to show you guys. But again, because this is trying to, yeah, this is trying to load the DLL. It might just like fuck everything up and not put me in the match. Yeah. But in a normal environment, all right, without T7 overcharged, this will work. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on. And again, I'll give you a quick overview of the code. Let me just make sure I'm not running on too long for you guys. All right, so I'm sure some of y'all are probably zoned out already, but literally nothing about this code fucking works, I guess. All right, and I'm trying to get. I don't know how to do this shit, so I'm getting ChatGPT to do most of this. And ChatGPT, although will work majority of the time from my experience with it, it's not 100% perfect. Like, it's really good at memorizing things, but sometimes it just like blanks or it takes what you said and then kind of just like inverts it or like or whatever. All right, so this is a current thing that we got going on. These are the ground rules for what I know so far, just written out. All right, so directly loading into multiplayer crashes with or without T7 overcharged. Loading into zombies first and then multiplayer without T7 overcharged will work, but will work and MP doesn't crash. All right. However, with T7 overcharged currently with how I have this set up, multiplayer will crash. All right. And then the base game, all right, no T7 overcharged. I don't know why I wrote this. Zombies. Oh yeah. So another thing that I found out is while I was adding a lot of changes to this with ChatGPT, disconnecting using that command would crash the game, and then just ending the game wouldn't crash it. But now it's regardless, just exiting out of zombies will crash the game. All right. So with T7 overcharge, the current issue that I have right now is that it initializes repeatedly, and front end has like a conflict or whatever, and then I've been trying to figure out how to expand the pool, whether that be immediately on startup or after a menu's pressed or menu button is pressed. But no matter what, MP is crashing or zombies is crashing it. So this is our hypothesis right now, is the pool growth timing and shape so that engine expects one continuous block, right? But right now there's a hook conflict that happens here, I guess, all right, causing unstable ordering, which would make sense on why it's crashing. Insufficient capacity at MP mount, even if some growth landed, it was too late or too small, right? And then hot reload. So yeah, there's some extra shit with T7 overcharge that I don't really need. So I can definitely like strip those functions just because it might be taking up the DLL. But yeah, so right now this is what I'm going to do. I'll keep you guys updated if I figure it out, and I'm definitely going to make this DLL open source for y'all because I think gatekeeping shit is dumb as fuck. I don't give a fuck about crediting or whatever. All right, dog. Like, no one's going to suck my dick because I made this DLL actually fucking function. All right, like, let's be real here. Gatekeeping fucking mods, or not mods, but like helpful information to rapidly increase the production speed for some of these people that have like very a huge scope project like I do, I think is just kind of lame because most of the time they'll ask for money, whether that be like rigging characters or something like that, which I think is fine and it's like tedious and whatnot, I guess. But it's like, bro, I don't know, man. I just think stuff like that's kind of scummy because pouring money into a mod that can get shut down at any moment by Activision, because at the end of the day they can choose to do whatever they want with your project, is just kind of dumb, and it feels like a waste of time and money, which is why I think developing all these mods for free and not putting any money into it as much as you can is the best way to go. And I think, you know, one of the issues with the Call of Duty modding community is everybody's kind of just like stuck up about who can use their code, or like, I don't know, it's just very snobby people, and that's why a lot of people that used to mod COD have kind of left and started working on their own things. But anyway, that's enough for my rant. I appreciate if you guys could help me. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna keep adding stuff and use the zombies workaround for now because, well, you know, I don't really have anything else I can do until I get a hold of a finished DLL, or I'm able to finish or create a working one for you guys. Now, obviously, if my DLL code is dog shit, but it still works, and you guys want to fucking, you know, add on to it or remove from it or like fix it in however way because you think the code's shit, just remember it's created from fucking Chat GPT, so feel free to work on it. Obviously, it's going to be open source. So, I'll keep you guys posted on whether or not, you know, this actually falls through or not. But like I said, I'm mainly just putting this video out there as an easy way to explain my current situation with the mod, because I know it's like just dropping a fucking text vomit in a server isn't really helpful. So I thought I'd show you guys and try and explain myself a little bit. And like I said, I'll be posting the GitHub links for my fork so that way y'all can see what I have changed and what I should change. Or like just hit me up on Discord mainly. I'm not going to really check GitHub comments if that's even a thing or whatnot. All right, so anyway, peace.